36 years of innovation from the company who brought us the first ATV in history and broke the three-wheeled mold with the 1983 LT125 has come back with a redesign on the ever-popular 750 KingQuad for 2019. And today I'm going to put it through its paces and see exactly what 36 years of ATV production has brought us to. With a ground-up redesign, the 2019 KingQuad has a lot of new features, but let's give you the quick specs before we take to the trail. 722cc dual overhead cam single-cylinder engine, Quadmatic CVT transmission, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and locking front differential. Redesigned frame with larger diameter tubing and increased gussets. 6.7 inches suspension travel up front, 7.7 inches of wheel travel out back. 25-inch Carlisle AT489 tires on 12-inch aluminum rims. Adding to the new bodywork and the matte sword black paint job is a whole host of onboard storage, which is something that seems to be lacking from some of the competition. There's 3 storage compartments on board. 2 are watertight and offer you 4 and 2.8 liters of capacity, with a third 4-liter non-waterproof trunk. But hey, that's still a lot more than you'll find on most others. Everything fits in seamlessly to the bodywork and really takes on an aggressive and modern look, fitting in really nicely with today's higher-end ATVs. And speaking of higher end, the unit that we're testing today is the highest end that you can get from Suzuki. It's the 750 AXi SE Plus. As far as I can tell, the base 750 has no power steering and steel wheels. The 750 power steering is pretty self-explanatory and gains you power steering. The 750 SE gets you power steering, a cool graphics package in color, and aluminum rims. And the 750 SE Plus gets you the really cool colorations, power steering, and aluminum rims. Keep in mind the price difference between base model and fully equipped SE Plus is only roughly $1,500 more. This model runs roughly the same price as a similarly equipped Sportsman 850 with power steering, or $400 more than an Outlander 850 DPS. But does the 750 single really play in the 850 twin category? Well, some people are going to fall on both sides of this argument, but I'll give you my opinion, because that's what you came for. The 722 single is big. I mean, in the world of single cylinders, this thing is knocking on the door of 3/4 of a liter. Down low, there's truly very little that has a torquey snap of a big displacement single cylinder. All that flywheel means that you're getting a lot of go down low. But the engine does seem to sign off much quicker than a V-twin does with increased speed. Now, many will say, sure, but that's a V-twin. How's it stack against the Rincon and the Grizzly 700? We haven't shot these 3 ATVs out back to back, so I really can't speak to that directly, but what I can say is that the 750 AXi leaves very little to be desired, as the front end lift and the playfulness is definitely there. Handling is directly linked to the new increased diameter tube steel frame that's also gusseted and strengthened to increase payload, and they say deliver a more stable, smooth ride. With the suspension being only 6.7 inches up front and 7.7 out back, I did notice that Suzuki has sprung the KingQuad to have almost no ride-in or sag, a characteristic we typically link with a plush and comfortable suspension setup. I found the suspension worked best when the cam lock spring adjusters were set at second from softest. Now I think that due to the limited travel numbers, Suzuki has sprung the KingQuad this way to make sure that you're using all of that available shock stroke. Keep in mind that many manufacturers are now offering over 10 inches of travel on the rear of their ATVs, and so there is a big difference. I'm not held back by the travel, and the KingQuad handles very well for its numbers. Throwing it around through a corner produces very little unwanted body roll. It'll lift the front wheels and stay tracking straight when they touch back down, and the power steering truly does feel much improved with a 30% increase in power output from the power steering motor. Visually, the KingQuad is spot on, and it gives enthusiasts a modern-looking ATV that's sure to get praise in the showroom. And let's face it, many ATVs are sold off the downfalls of their showroom competitors. But the new 2019 KingQuad doesn't lack in the exterior one bit. The improved seat geometry, upgraded headlight and gauge pod, integrated steel racking, LED taillight, and many color choices with clean-looking aluminum rims are polished and pronounced, while the rear cable-actuated disc brake and Carlisle 489s leave something to be desired in the tire department, especially on the high-end SE Plus. Its Japanese competitors seem to follow suit, so it's on par. When you really percolate the new KingQuad down and stare down into the pot, there's a lot that's new, some things that haven't changed, and a few things that we wished would have. But ultimately, there's progression, and that's what we were hoping to see from the inventors of the original ATV. Thanks for watching this Dirt Trax segment. Make sure you hit the subscribe button where you can watch pretty much anything related to ATV and side-by-sides.